Good morning. All right, I just left Hiker's Welcome Hostel and I am heading up to the Kinsmans. Now the Kinsmans up and over to the next road crossing is 16 miles. And some people do that as a slack pack. My friend Stan did it as a slack pack. I am not confident at all in my ability to do that as a slack pack. That's too far for me. So there are 2 shelters along the route, and one's at like 7.5 and one's at 11 or 11.5. And there's a hut, and the hut's at about 13.5. Now, I am going to try for the hut. And the reason is that another hiker had a reservation at the hut and decided to do it as a slack pack, so is not going to need the reservation, and gifted his reservation to me, changing it over to my name. So I have a reservation at the hut tonight. And if I can get there, that'll be fantastic. And they also give breakfast and dinner. But it's going to be a long day. So it's also very difficult terrain. I have my sleeping mat with me and a breakfast and a dinner just in case I don't make it. And here's where I go into the woods. But we'll see. Wish me luck. This starts off climbing right away. Today I am doing what's called a modified slack. I need to have with me enough stuff to stay out overnight at one of the shelters or the hut if I make it there, but I don't necessarily need to carry everything. So I have my sleeping bag, I have my air mattress, I have enough food for one overnight, I have my rain gear, but a lot of my extra stuff I left with Hiker's Welcome Hostel, and they're going to move it forward to the Notch Hostel so that it'll be there when I get there tomorrow night. I debated on taking my tent since the plan is to stay at one of the shelters or the hut. But there's apparently not a whole lot of places you can put a tent between the shelters or the hut. So I kind of have to get to one of those places anyway. And since I am ahead of the bubble, meaning the crowd is still behind me by a couple of weeks, I shouldn't have any problem, let's hope, getting a space in the shelter if necessary. Again, my goal is to make it to the hut. And I already have a space reserved there. I will probably do less filming today. I'll try to take a few pictures. But if I am moving slow through the hard terrain, and the terrain gets harder the second half, so after the first 8 miles or so, it gets much harder. So if the terrain is going to get harder, and I'm going slow on the hard terrain, I'm expecting that this is going to take me a good 12, 13 hours to make it to the hut if I get that far. So I will be stopping less often to set up the camera and film. I will try to take some pictures. I will try to take a little bit of video as I'm moving forward. But the priority today is moving forward. This section here right now, not too bad. That's why I can walk and film at the same time. have been coming across a lot of moose poop. At least 6 piles so far, and 3 of them looked more recent. So, probably moose up here somewhere. I haven't noticed one yet. I'll let you know if I see one. This is like a mushroom city. I gotta get up that. It's neck high. I'm at the top of Mount Wolf, taking a little snack break. Just a quick 5 minutes. I've gone about 4.5 miles, and it's been about 3 hours since I started. So far so good. It's still gonna be a long day, and I have the hardest part ahead of me. All right, gotta get down that slab. This is the Eliza Brook shelter. It's nice. It looks like it's new. All this new wood. So 10-minute break, having some lunch, then I'm gonna keep going. I'm starting the climb up the Kinsmans. It's 1 o'clock as I'm leaving Eliza Brook shelter. I've got 6 more miles to make it all the way to the hut. About 4 if I stop at Kinsman Pond shelter. But I want to make it all the way to the hut. If I do a conservative mile per hour, which in this terrain, let's hope I can do that. That would normally be slow, but given what I expect the terrain to look like, I can plan on that. That would get me there around 7. But figure if I take a break or slow down for some technical climbs and descents, I'll say 7:30. And I slow down because I'm tired. So I'm going to hope to be there by 7:30. Let's see how close I get. Trail is running along Eliza Brook. Right along the edge here. Oh, pretty. And right up alongside the waterfall. Oh, great little swimming hole. I do not have time to swim. It's getting steeper. I stopped, I got out my water filter, and I cameled up and guzzled a bunch of water right out of the waterfall. This is fun. Next. Nope, not the top yet. I'm still a mile from the summit. Ooh. This is the marsh. Look at all those wildflowers over there. I'm guessing I'm going up there. It just keeps coming. Here come some people for perspective. That little rock cairn is apparently South Kinsman. There's no sign, but my GPS says that's where I am. Huh. Let's go find North Kinsman. Climbing up to North Kinsman. North Kinsman. The trail is dropping down off those kinds of boulders. It's a good thing I have long legs. It just keeps going down, down, down. I just came down that. It's a huge rock face. And over here. More nice ledges to drop off. This is the Kinsman Pond shelter. It's got an upper level and a lower level. Kind of like the ones in the Smokies, but a cuter ladder. This is Kinsman Pond. It's beautiful. I got myself a little extra water at the pond so that I can take another 5-minute snack break. And then I've got 2 more miles to the Lonesome Lake hut. I'm gonna make it. And right now, it's 5 o'clock. So, according to the elevation profile, the first mile drops down steeply. And then after that, it's a little bit more level. I don't know if level means easy, but it means level. Oh, fun. All right, I'm done with this steep down. I have just under a mile left, but of course, they have to throw in some up. The trail is not steep anymore, but it's not easy either. It's full of rocks and roots, and it is going up and down, just not steeply like before. I'm glad the steep down is over. My knee is beginning to complain. Oh. Gotta climb that rock wall after I get over all these boulders. And the next one. I learned a valuable lesson today. So, yesterday when I said I was thinking of going as far as the Lonesome Lake hut today, a woman at the hostel basically advised against it. She said, no, you should only go as far as Eliza Brook. That's halfway. P.S. I was at Eliza Brook at lunchtime. And after that, it gets really steep and tricky. Yes, absolutely, it does. And she knew the terrain, and she knew that. But then I was second-guessing myself. You know, could I actually do it? Maybe she was right. Maybe it was too far. I shouldn't have second-guessed myself. When I woke up this morning, I said to myself, why am I letting someone else kill my confidence in myself? I know what I think I can do. Should I have a backup plan just in case? Absolutely, and I did. But I believed that I could get as far as the shelter, as the hut. I wasn't sure that I could make it there by 6 o'clock, and I didn't. It's after 6 now, but I knew I could make it there. I'm only about 4/10 away now, So for everyone out there watching, don't let anyone else take away your confidence in your own abilities. If you believe that you can do something, don't let other people talk you out of it or make you think you're crazy. Do what you think you can do. Have confidence in your abilities. Don't second guess yourself. Here it is. Lonesome Lake Hut. I made it, and it is 6:47. I am in bunk room number 1. So this will be my bunk. That building over there, that's the restroom. And this is the main hut where we eat.